Alright guys, here we go. This video I'm going to try and focus on explaining why we're here, who we are, and what's going on. Alright, here we go. Okay, if you go to Isaiah chapter 14:13, you said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens, I will raise my throne above the stars of God, I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. Okay, so it's telling you, well, I think the real battle started in heaven. And so another thing I want to point out is Satan and Lucifer are two different people or entities. And you're like, what? Aren't they the same? Not from what I found. Watch. Excuse me, here goes. So Satan and Lucifer are two different people. And look, this passage right here in Isaiah, he's talking about, you said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars. So if you go to, I'm going to go back and forth, but I'm going to go to Jude. Jude says in chapter 1, verse 6, and the angels who did not keep their positions of authority, but abandoned their proper dwelling, these he kept in darkness, bound for everlasting chains for judgment on the great day. Okay, so if you look at here, the dwelling, if you go into the Greek and you go into the dwelling, it's okiterion, 36:13, habitation, house. So Jude's talking about the angels that left their state. Okay, so now if you go to Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 2, he goes, meanwhile we groan, longing to be clothed instead with our heavenly dwelling. Okay, go to Greek. We groan for the dwelling. Okay, so look, okiterion. It's only used twice in the Bible. Right there. So Jude is saying, hey, these angels left their first estate. And then Paul's like, hey, we want to go back there, using that same word, okiterion, the dwelling place. And so you got to put these together. So if that's the case, so and then Paul, look, watch this one. He goes, does it say it right here? Okay, look, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 4. For while we were in this tent, we groan and are burdened, because we do not wish to be unclothed, but to be clothed instead with our heavenly dwelling, so that what is immortal may be swallowed up by life. So you're like, oh man. Okay, so he's saying that we want to go back there. We want to go home. And the angel said, screw that, we're leaving. It's the same people. Okay, so, alright, follow me. So, alright, let me go back here. If Paul is saying that the body is immortal, but then if you go to Ezekiel, hold on, where's it at? This one. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 15, thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee. Wait a minute. So Lucifer, Ezekiel's talking about Lucifer, he goes, you were perfect, but then they found sin in you. How can you be perfect? And Paul talks about the body, a heavenly body is incorruptible, immortal, all that. It's perfect, right? So how did sin get in there? My theory is that when you put it all together, Jesus created sin and then allowed it to go into Lucifer. It just said it right there, Ezekiel 28:15, until it was found in thee. So the only way sin could go inside Lucifer was, ta-da, if Jesus allowed it. Okay, so bam, here we go. So now when Satan, which Satan is, I refer to him also as AI, an entity, a virus. And so when it entered Lucifer, boom, he took all the other angels with him. And because there's It's another study, but there's basically two servers. The first server, we were focused and pointed at Jesus. When Jesus let Satan jump into Lucifer, boom, another server popped up. And then we focused our attention and are looking at Lucifer. But we're looking at Lucifer. We're really looking at Satan. Satan's in control of Lucifer. And so when I always say, I always ask people, I go, where are we? And people go, oh, well, we're here, Earth. And then I tell them, where's Earth? And they go, we're in the Milky Way, blah, blah, blah. And then I go, no, okay, where's that? Where's that? I keep asking questions, and they get to the part where they can't answer. They're like, we're in the universe. I go, no. That doesn't make sense to me. I go, if you read the Bible, it's telling you. Look, we'll go right here. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That can't be Jesus. That can't be God. Because look, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There's no beginning, no end to Jesus. It's beginning, because look, when you go to that creates a space-time continuum that's linked with height and time as the single inseparable fabric. So 4D, whatever, look at this picture. So that can't be. Genesis 1:1. Look, what's crazy is Genesis is the first book, the first chapter, and the first verse. 1:1:1. Okay, so that's another code in there. But in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Let me see. Did I go into that? Okay, so look, if you go into the Hebrew, in the beginning created Elohim, the heavens and the earth. And if you look at Elohim, his strong concordance is 430. So if you click on Elohim, it'll take you to angels. Exceedingly God, very great and mighty. Uh-oh. and so, okay, so let's back up. So Satan is in control of Lucifer. I believe Lucifer is the first angel created. He's like our big brother. So the big brother took out the rest of his brothers and sisters, if you want to go that way. So again, so the answer to my question, where are we? We're in the mind of Lucifer that's being controlled by Satan, the program that Jesus created for his glory. And you're like, what? Okay, think about it. If you're in heaven, in the heavenly body, you can't die, you can't suffer, you can't go through all the experience we're going through here, right? Because your body's protecting you. Okay, well, if he takes you into a lower state where he strips off most of your protection and you're in a human body, now you experience pain, loneliness, suffering, abuse, all that kind of stuff. But that's part of the tree of good and evil, Satan, because it has good stuff, because you can still experience happiness, joy, comfort, and all that stuff. So you get both of them. So my theory is that once you're done here, the cycle's over. You go back to your original state. But like I said, okay, so when you're created in heaven, you're at 100% perfect, right? Okay, so when you go through earth, trials and tribulations, you die. You only die once. And you go back to your original body. You merge back. You're a new creation because you're even more perfect because you've added extra stuff. You're a different person. It's like when people go to the military, it's the same person, but he's different when he comes out. Same thing. Same person, but different. If that makes sense. Okay, so look. What's my other stuff? So look, when you go to Strong Concordance 430 Elohim, why 430? Of all the numbers, God put that. Okay, so look. Exodus 12, chapter 12, verse 41. At the end of the 430 years, to the very day all the Lord's divisions left Egypt. What are the odds? It's 430 bondage. And so I always said, I go, the anywhere you go on this planet, it's Satan's dominion. It's an illusion. It's the Matrix. When you wake up and you notice everything, this doesn't make any sense. It's like, This it's a system for him, but at the same time, God can use it for good. Okay, so look, because even Jesus says, like John chapter 18, verse 36, Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jewish leaders, but now my kingdom is from another place." Uh-oh. He's even telling you, hey, I'm not from here. And they were waiting for him to be king so he can rule and take over. He does that during the millennial, but it's an illusion. This place is fake. It's a video game. And then that goes into quantum entanglement. Just like when you play a video game, I believe quantum entanglement is the same thing. Because when you're sitting playing the game, 2/3 of your attention is right there in the physical, but 1/3 of your attention is in the game. So you can be talking to somebody and playing the game at the same time, and somebody interacting with your character on that game. That, I believe, is quantum entanglement. And so you're playing a game right now. So when you finish the game and go back to your original state, you're whole. That's why they always say, are you saved? And Christians, it's like a video game. You save your game. Because what do you take when you die from here? You take your trials, tribulations, your victories, your failures, all that stuff you take with you. You can't take gold, money, materialism. That's all part of the matrix. It's part of the game. You can't bring that. But your experience, your journey through here, yeah, you bring that with you. Because your vibration of who you were before you got in here changes. But it's the same you, though, if that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, if you go to Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12, it says, "How you have fallen from heaven, Lucifer, son of the morning, how you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened on the nations." So if you look at Lucifer, 1966, Lucifer is only mentioned one time in the Bible. That's it. And then the rest of the time, everybody thinks, oh, well, they call him the dragon, deceiver, and all that other stuff. No, you're describing Satan, the entity, the virus. You're describing that. Lucifer is just I guess you would say, the server. Something took over it, and that's what's creating all that stuff. So if you can just separate Lucifer and Satan, then you'll understand. But they're not the same. They're not the same people. Because remember, who is Lucifer? Lucifer's a child of God. Jesus created him. That's one of his children. Ta-da! Okay, so go back to Genesis 1:1. If you read this, there's two people in here. There's two people to watch. And God said, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, and it was good. Remember, Jesus says there's only one that's good. And then in the book of John, Jesus says, the Father and I are one, and it refers to Jesus being good. So they're basically saying, he's saying, I am God. Okay, but look, who is this? So God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that there was light, and it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness, night and day, and it also could be the children of his children and Satan's children, because there's two children. And I believe there's two gardens. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. This is another study, but you can read all this. So look, he's making his kingdom. The book starts off where he's making his kingdom. And look, it gets even crazier. If you go to, in the beginning, look, it's in Hebrew. Why is the first letter in the Bible Bereshit? It's beta. Satan's a beta. He's not an alpha. God's an alpha. Alpha is the first letter, is the strong one. Okay, well then, again, right here, because they go right to left. So the first letter in the Bible is beta. And then, but look, this is crazy. If there's a hidden message in the Hebrew, and it tells about Jesus, the cross, all that stuff, it's hidden in there. But in the on the outside, what we read, in the beginning created God the heavens and the earth. He puts two stories at the same time. If you can find his, it's in there. It's coded. I might do that another lesson. Okay, so again, basically, Satan, Lucifer, two different people. Jesus created Satan to go inside Lucifer. We fell and followed Satan into his realm. We're trapped in there, and which throws you into another study, which I believe when he jumped into Lucifer's mind, created all this place, it's a black hole. It's a type and shadow of a black hole. Because when we went in, we can't get out. Same thing with the black hole. You can't get out. It's faster than the speed of light. So we're trapped in his creation, bondage. And so if there's a black hole, there's a white hole. So a black hole consumes. It just eats everything. It's like it's devouring us, type and shadow. But a white hole shoots out. It gives energy. It shoots it out. It does the opposite. So I believe Jesus is the white hole, the wormhole that gets us out of here. But that's another story. All right, let me see what else I got here. Okay, so 1966 is the new Strong Concordance of Lucifer. And look what it says. His name is Hallel. Morning star, shining one. Lucifer, the morning star. Okay, but look, what's the other one? This one's weird. It says next, coming, following. So I'm sure there's something else there. Okay, so remember the Matrix. We're in the Matrix. It's the womb. And if you look at a female's womb, it looks like a goat, or the shape of the fallopian tube and all that. It looks like a goat's head. It's crazy. But it means womb, uterus, pregnant animal. And look, I believe, when you look, here's a picture. See, when I see people and I look at everything, this is how I see it. Like the Matrix in the movie, everything's code. We see whatever you see. Let's say you see a tree. Oh, you look at a tree. It's okay to your mind. It looks like a tree, but if you could look at the source code, it looks like that. It looks like zeros and ones, binary code, on and off, and so it's just signal information that's going from the server that's inside Lucifer to you in heaven that's playing this game. Think about that. Okay. All right, let me go. Oh, look, I have some notes here. Let me go here. Okay, there's you got to check latent heat. Okay, latent heat was introduced around 1750 by Scottish chemist Joseph Black, and comes from the Latin word latens, meaning hidden or lion hidden. Sounds like Satan. Okay, Black coined the term to describe the heat that is absorbed or released during a phase change, such as melting or boiling without a change in temperature. This hidden energy was concealed from the thermometer because it was used to change the state of the substance, not raise its temperature. So this is what I believe happens when, that's what happens when ice turns into liquid. So that energy, that change, like if you could put ice on one side and water on the other side, right in the middle is latent heat. It's like a portal. So when that thing goes through it, you don't see it, but it changes. So that's why I say, look, I got some more stuff. That's why I say that the nukes have to fall. When the nukes drop during this World War III, whatever happens, is the same time the rapture. It's the same thing. So, in the nuclear value, the word nuclear, the numeric value is 74. Jesus, 74. Messiah 74, cross 74. So there's the nukes have to drop. When they drop, we leave. It's the same time. Boom. Let me see what else it says. Latent heat, hidden energy, universe expanding, Satan, dark energy. Okay, I think this one's... Okay, here it goes. It's talking about again. Ezekiel 28, chapter 28, verse 14. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. See, he was on the holy mountain of God. Thou was walked up and down the midst of the stones of fire. Stones of fire is God's children of God. Lucifer anointed himself, basically like this drawing, this very detailed drawing. And so, oh, yeah, here we go. If we go back to Genesis, okay, here we go. Let me go back here. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So if you go back to latent heat, okay, same thing with the sperm and the egg. When the sperm and egg connect, there's that latent heat, that energy. They say they even got a picture of it. The spark or the wave, the heat traps when the sperm hits the egg. None of the other sperms can get in it. So it's almost a type and shadow of the rapture. And if you look at it, okay, let me slow down. Okay, so the Bible, like right here, in the beginning God created the heavens. You know, they keep saying like the Big Bang Theory. That's the Big Bang describes what happened when see, like, okay, here's what I'm saying is this is Satan. The beginning of the Bible is Satan creating his kingdom, because Jesus didn't. There's no time. He lives outside of time. This is describing the adversary creating his kingdom. And so, in the beginning, God created the heavens. Boom! When that happened, that was the Big Bang. Look, bang, that's sex. That's the same thing. So when the egg and the sperm hit, boom, that's a portal. That's somebody from the other side coming into this realm and playing the game. It's the same thing. Okay, so let me go back here. So yeah, that's one of my notes. Let me see what I got here. Oh yeah, you should probably already know this. The human body is almost like a computer. If you look at it, CPU processor, the brain processing information, making decisions, the motherboard, the central nervous system connecting all parts and transmitting signals, power supply, unit, PSU, the heart pumping blood energy throughout the body, storage, hard drive, SSD, long-term memory, storing experiences and knowledge, RAM, random access memory, short-term memory, holding data for immediate tasks like the frontal lobe, cooling systems. Hold on, let me roll this down. Cooling system, sweat glands, skin, preventing overheating. Cooling system, your computer has a cooling system. Input devices, eyes, webcam, ears, microphone, skin, tongue, nose, taking in sensory data. Output devices, mouth, speech, hands, feet, expressing actions and information. Visual processing, GPU, the optic nerve converting visual data into signals the brain understands. Operating system, OS, the complex biological processing and instincts that govern the body's functions. Data code, DNA, acts like binary code with base pairs forming its structure, while food provides the raw fuel for energy, such like data input. So basically, there's more stuff, but that's basically it. That we're walking computers. It's like Lucifer is like the big computer, the server, and Satan is the virus, but it's controlling the server, and all the God's children are the other small computers that are connected to this server that he built the environment, the realm that we're playing in right now. All right, let me go to my next notes. Ooh, look, even Neil deGrasse Tyson, he brought this up. I was listening to him. He said, did I get my notes right? He said the universe density is 4.21 times 10 negative 28 power kg slash m3. And it's like 93 billion light years if you see the universe. And so, but then he goes, you know what's weird? A black hole has a density of 4.21 times 10 minus 28 to the power kg m to the third. And he's like, it's also 93 billion light years. And like, what are the odds? That's what I've been saying. We're in a black hole. The black hole is the server that Satan created inside of Lucifer. It's crazy. Okay, so Einstein's general relativity. We are in a black hole. If you look at, it's like a torus, a cycle right here. But look, I see it as a gas cloud, nimbus cloud, Satan. How do I say it? It looks like the top part of your brain. If you were on the top view of your head, and you look down and you look at the brain, it looks just like what they're saying. The coil. Oh man, it's another study. It looks like a coil snake vibration. It's a torus frequency and all that stuff. Okay, let me go here. What do I got here? Oh yeah, World War III. The numbers I got was, here you can see them. The World War III will give you creeping thing, reptile. You know how they say 3 Days of Darkness, the monsters are going to be coming out under the ground? Well, look at this. World War III, the word World War III gives you the code creeping thing, reptile. So that's probably the reptilians, the Nephilim. Look, it has wolf, herself. Ooh, look, this one's nice. To sing joyfully, to exalt, to sing joyfully. See, so when World War III really takes off, when the nukes come down, we're singing because we're going home. Heretical factions, heretical followers of a false doctrine. Uh-oh, here we go. That's the Antichrist pops up. And look, Adonai, Lord of Heights, my Lord is exalted. Ooh, who's that? Could be interesting. Great Reset. I got these numbers. The Great Reset's related to, what do I got here? Instead of, in place of. Man, that sounds like the Antichrist. God is salvation. God saves. Best ruler. Best chief. Beam. Weaver's shuttle. To contend. To strive. God is my witness. God is my refuge. Okay. What else did I have here? The reason I wrote speaker is because I think trumpet is kind of like a speaker. So when the nukes fall, I believe the nuclear sirens will be playing, like screaming that we're being attacked. And so if that is, these numbers pop up and it says salt, brother, to raise, to rise, to stand up, to resurrect. God knows, fight, labor, strive, to refuse, to be unwilling, fatted. Okay, so there's some gonna not know what's going on, don't want to believe in the rapture. These stuff I can see. I don't know, we'll see. And then another one, trumpet. I got these numbers. Trumpet is related to departing. Fleeing, removing, hereafter. I pray, please now, without partiality. Chief men, noble. What else we got here? Oh, lawless, wicked, Lord, master. See, look at that. Look, one's describing departing, and then the other one's lawless. That's the Antichrist and the rapture happen at the same time. So one comes in, one goes out. It's almost like two messiahs showing up, the false and the true Messiah, Jesus. Okay. Look, I got another theory. So when the rapture happens, it's going to be night, so you'll be able to see the stars real clear. I believe Betelgeuse in the constellation of Orion is going to explode the same time we leave. And look, the numbers right here. I have 101, 101, type and shadow of Christian. So let's see, what do we got here? Beetlejuice. Here's my numeric values: giant shoulders, Orion's belt, charcoal, fire, heap of burning coals. Man, that sounds like nukes. Oak of weeping, to be reserved, to be laid up, be appointed, man, mortal, to be unable, to be powerless, be impossible, bowl, basin, cup, goblet. Wow, that sounds like the wedding. People that get stuck here, to be laid up, appointed, the rapture, oak of weeping, and burning coals. Sounds great. Jeez. Okay, and that's for Beetlejuice. That's how you say that name, Beetlejuice, like the movie. Okay, so all right, that's it. I just want to say, basically, let me sum it up. So we're playing a game. We're in Satan's dominion. We're playing his server, his game, his environment. And like I tell people, I go, where are we? When Satan fell out of heaven, where did he go? Because in heaven, it's eternal. There's no edge. There's no like, oh, if you go over there, you're going to fall off. No, there's no door where you go, oh, crap. If you go over there, that's no. He had to have a place to make his kingdom. So the Bible only says one person had sin. It was Lucifer. But it said Lucifer was in him. God allowed Lucifer to go. God allowed Satan to go inside Lucifer to take over, because Lucifer has everything. He has the the ability to make an environment inside his head. It's a mind. It's an illusion. It's a hologram. It's all fake. So that's what I'm saying. We're inside trapped. If I had to think how it look, I have some theories. I think we're probably just staring straight at Lucifer, but we're looking at Satan through the eyes. You can see Satan in the eyes of Lucifer. So we need to snap out of it. God, with that trumpet, it knocks us into the frequency we left, which was inside heaven. So that frequency, when he wakes us up, it's only those that were saved and don't go through the tribulations, because it only hits. It's everything. Tesla, I think, is the smartest guy in our era. He said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's us. Okay, so when God blows that trumpet, because in the Bible it talks about, I don't know if it's a physical trumpet, but it says as a voice, he's going to use the voice of an archangel. And so when that trumpet blows, I think whatever he speaks, like let's say he says, come up hither, or if Jesus says, come up hither, it's weird. It says in the voice of an archangel. Why not his voice? I'm only guessing. I don't know. But when Jesus says, come up hither, Lucifer actually says it. Just read what it said. So if you know what I know, it says Jesus speaks with the voice of an archangel. I think he says, come up hither in his own voice, but Lucifer repeats it and lets go the children Jesus saved. I don't know. It's just a theory. But anyway, I think that's it. That's enough for today. Okay. Thanks for listening. Bye.